Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with your CFL football preview and prediction for week number 3 of the Canadian Football League. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your day. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right hand corner or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are watching on a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by the World Series of Handicapping Pro Football Contest Season number 10. Anybody can play, anybody can join. Sign up today, it's only $25. Make 7 selections each and every week, and you rate those selections 7 units to 1 unit, and the player with the most amount of units at the end of the contest will win the Baron Championship rings, $1,500 in cash, and if you go 7-0 anytime during the contest, you will win $50 cash, so basically you get your $25 entry fee back, and you get $25 to boot. All right, let's take a look at the CFL week number 3. Now, first 2 weeks are in the book. We've seen some good football. We've seen some sloppy football. But being a Canadian living out of Ottawa, it's great to have the CFL back. I've been following the CFL football since I've been very young, and it's good to see CFL back here. Well, back here in Ottawa for the last 6 years, but it's good to see it back here for 2021. All right, so some of the news and notes from week number 1 to now. Looking at all these teams, Winnipeg to me looks like the team of the team to beat right now in the Canadian Football League. Hamilton, a lot of work to do on offense. Edmonton, a lot of work to do on defense. BC looking pretty good. They showed a lot of resiliency in week number 1, coming back but almost pulling off the upset against Saskatchewan. Montreal benefited from that bye and took advantage of the weak Edmonton defense. Calgary losing Bo Levi Mitchell this week, so that's not going to help them. But in comes Ottawa native Michael O'Connor to get his first CFL start. So from a personal interest, I'm looking forward to seeing Michael play this weekend. Winnipeg, as I said, looking great. Toronto, you know what? Who are they going to start? McLeod Bethel Thompson, or are they going to go Nick Arbuckle? Ottawa, coming off a bye, didn't look good on offense. In fact, didn't score 1 touchdown in their victory against the Edmonton Elks. And keep in mind, it was Edmonton. And the Saskatchewan Roughriders, are they fool's gold? We're going to find out this weekend. Well, maybe not against Ottawa, but we'll see. All right, Edmonton taking on the BC Lions. Now, the Lions going to this game. I'm seeing the number at 4.5 at some places, but for this, we're going to say it's at 5. The over-under is set at 46.5. ATS forecast, the computer pick, going to lean with the BC Lions, 32.9 to 20.03. The over-under at 53.01. BC now 1-1 on the season, and coming off that 15-9 victory over the Calgary Stampeders last weekend, where Edmonton lost to Montreal 30-13. They're now 2 losses straight up and against the point spread, and not looking good on defense, but you can't fault the offense. Trevor Harris, 71.2% pass completion, 566 yards, the best in the league, 3 INTs, and Mike Riley, 75.4 pass completion, 545 yards, 1 touchdown. And the thing with BC, they have 3 of the top 10 receivers in the league, so they got some weapons there in BC, and we'll see what happened this weekend. Now, I do have some systems that I want to share with you. Any road dog, so I'm going to talk about Edmonton right now, any road dog coming off back-to-back ATS home losses, so they lost to Ottawa and they lost to Montreal, and the next game, 3-13. So road dogs coming off back-to-back ATS home losses, 3-13 straight up in their next game. And any home favorite, BC, coming off back-to-back ATS road wins, 9-0 straight up. So maybe the money line is where you want to look here this weekend for the BC Lions. All right, Montreal taking on the Calgary Stampeders. No Bo Levi Mitchells. Michael O'Connor going to get his first start as a Stampeder. And looking at the bookmakers line, I'm seeing 3 at some places, but for this show, I'll say it's -2, the opening line. The over-under set at 45. ATS forecast, season upset, taking Calgary 21 to 17.3. The over-under at 38.3. And looking at Calgary now, 2 straight up losses, ATS and against straight up and against the number. And the last 2 have gone under the total. And one thing I forgot to mention about Edmonton, they're coming here on 4 days rest. So this could be a long, long game for the Elks in that one. I think I like the over better. Back to this between the Alouettes and the Stampeders. Montreal looking really good on offense. Standback looks fantastic. In fact, when I look at his last game, let me go back to the game against Edmonton. I think he rushed for like 118 yards on 18 carries. In fact, let me pull up his numbers. And that's the beauty about having 2 screens. I can just go right there. So 112 yards, 18 carries, 6.2 rush average. 20-yard was his longest rush from a scrimmage. So Montreal, and they challenged vertically. They're the only team that I've seen take a lot of deep shots, maybe BC, but Montreal really opening up the playbook, and Kyrie Jones doing a fantastic job, at the helm here in Montreal. All right, so I do have a system here for both teams. Road favorites, so Montreal, that scored 30 or plus points in their last game. So they scored exactly 30. And it's week 1 to week 4 in the season. The road favorite is 37-13-1. So road favorites that scored 30 or more points in their last game, and it's week 1 to week 4 of the CFL. Road favorites are 37-13-1 straight up. And home dogs like Calgary that scored 10 or less points in their last game, only scored 9, and they're on a 2-game losing streak. Not a good record, 5-16 straight up. So I do like Montreal in this one. Winnipeg taking on the Toronto Argonauts. Winnipeg looking really good, especially on defense. Jefferson is just a beast. And, man, that defense. Hey, look at the head coach, right? All those years in Toronto as the middle linebacker. Mike O'Shea, one of the best players in the CFL to ever play defense, up against the Toronto Argonauts. Now, the Toronto Argonauts, going into this, coming off a 20-7 loss to those Blue Bombers. Winnipeg on a 2-game win streak, straight up and against the number. The last 2 games for the Argonauts have gone under the total. And looking at the computer pick, based on only 1 game in the system since 1996, 22.3 to 18.5, the over-under at 40.8. But I love the over in this game, and I'll tell you why. Reason number 1, any road team since 1996 that is facing a non-division opponent like Toronto, and they scored 10 points or less against in back-to-back games, 9-1 to the over, 7-3 straight up. And any home team versus non-division opponent versus an opponent that started the season 2-0, 13-5-0 to the over. Give me the over this weekend between Winnipeg and Toronto. And your final game of the weekend is Ottawa taking on the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Big double chalk. I'll get that. Let me try that. Take 2. A big double-digit favorite here for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, minus 11.5. Over-under set at 46.5. ATS forecast, computer pick, gonna lean with the Green Riders. 22.7 to 13.7. The over-under at 36.5. Looking at Saskatchewan coming off a 30-8 victory over Hamilton the last game. Hamilton looking awful on offense, and Edmonton, even though Ottawa, they beat Edmonton in their last game in week 1, and Ottawa didn't look good on offense. In fact, Matt Nichols only 71 yards, I believe, on offense, passing. Didn't look good at all. And let me see here. 60% pass efficiency. So hopefully the Ottawa Redblacks offense can pick it up this weekend. And they got a tough task. It's always hard to win in Ryderville in Saskatchewan at Mosaic Stadium. But I do have a number that does favor the under in this game. Any road team versus non-division opponent versus an opponent that started the year 2-0. 5-13-2 to the under, and because Ottawa, I just don't know where the touchdowns are going to come from Ottawa. I look at this offense, Matt Nichols, hopefully he can stay healthy. The running back is question mark, the running back situation. The weapons on offense, the receiving core, nothing like it was when they won the Grey Cup. So a big question mark for the Ottawa Redblacks offense. The defense looked pretty good. Hey, they held Edmonton. They held Trevor Harris to 12 points, right? So they defensively they're doing a good job. Benavides, the DC. So you know what? Ottawa, we'll see. I think the under is where you want to lean between the back in the old day, this would have been against the Roughriders, but it's the Redblacks against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. All right, there you have it. CFL week number 3 in the books for August 18th. Man, I can't wait for the games this weekend. So recap, I do like the over in the Edmonton game, BC. I like Montreal -3. Love the over in Winnipeg and Toronto, and I like the under in a Saskatchewan victory on Saturday. All right, folks, enjoy. Don't forget, sign up for the World Series of Handicapping Pro Football Contest, season number 10, and it's only $25 to enter. Have a great CFL week number 3. We'll catch you back next week with another Raymond Report. Cheers.